day, you beautiful motherfuckers out there. That's right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. We're doing it. It is Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. It is almost over, baby. We're kicking it off. It's Wednesday. Good vibes only. Hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in and around this world, our little blue planet. If you're a long-time listener and viewer to the show, if you're a gang member, if you're a fam member, you like hanging, you like doing a little bit of that fam sesh, doing a little bit of that fam jam with your boy, thank you very much. If you're a long time listener, appreciates you. You know who you are. And if you are you're a noob, you're a newbie, you're just starting to, discover on the DL and you want to keep it to yourself, you've been coming over watching a few episodes, you're like, man, this is really nice. I don't want to share it with anybody. I want to keep it all myself. I see what you're doing there. Tactical. Keep it to yourself and then share it with people. And then that way you're that new person introducing that new, back in the day. I wasn't around, but back in the day, new hot cassette just came out the oven. You'd run off or a nice CD player for your disc, man. You'd go and get a CD and a disc, man, and you'd share it with everybody, but one at a time, splitsies on the headphones, sharing's caring. And that was you. This is what you can do with this podcast. Take your phone, take your mom's phone, take your friends if you don't have a phone. Who doesn't have a phone these days? Everybody's got a phone. We're coming out, babies are being born with phones already, that's the generation. We're evolving, baby. We're evolving. The generations, and talking about Generation Alpha, and yeah, they're coming out soon. But in a few, 5 to 10 years, we're gonna see the new alphas. Oh shit, these bad boys and bad gals are gonna be alphas, and then it's betas, dude, and then it's all south from there. It's all up and down. I'm not worried. But alphas be coming out with phones embedded in their body. That's the babies of the future, man. That's what it is. Because why would that's the thing nowadays. You got to get the phone, have it on your hand. There's talks of us getting embedded with the online ecosystem, becoming one. Achieving singularity and all that jazz. Fun times. But new babies, they'll be up to date right off, and you can just, your baby come out with glitches, you just update your baby. It's having difficulty understanding concepts, picking up, cues here, and no worries. Just, reprogram the baby. Shake it a little bit, turn it on and off. Always works with machinery. Turn it on, blow on it. Turn it off, blow on it. Leave it in, sleep mode, blow on it. Works like a charm. That's what it is, man. I don't know how we got there. I don't know if we'll stay there. We'll move on. Today's show, today's agendas, no agendas for today, not at all. Nothing. Maybe a couple of things, but nothing specific. Because that's what we like around here. Generic. I'm that dude with the generic set of interests and no specific set of skills for this bad boy, right? All generic skills. Generally speaking, that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. I miss you guys. That's what it is, man. That's what this really does feel like. It's starting to, the community's little by little getting stronger, bigger, girthier. We're also thinking of, downsizing in terms of because I'm that bad boy with the stories that I want to put the stories in your pocket on the go. That's what I do, baby. We create all sorts of stories. We cater to all, we'll talk about, we'll get in there with the short stories. We'll get in there with the long stories. We'll get in there with the fat stories and the skinny stories and the, in-between stories. We'll get in there with everything. The silliness, the seriousness. That's what we'll do, baby. Next thing you know, we're going ahead, and this is, and sometimes, what's happening right now? Like right now, it's organizing time. It's organizing time, baby. You about to get organized. I think I got a little bit organized. You know, that's when you go organized, baby. And that's not about you getting neat and tidy and orderly, putting things where they belong. It's not about organization. It's about that, ooh, let's spend a little bit of time together. Let's get hypnotic, baby. Let's get hypnotic. Let's get a little bit, ooh, I'm feeling enchanted now. Feel me, daddy? Feel me, mama? See where I'm going with this? And that's what it is. Just a little bit of wordplay, but I like the wordplays because that's what we do with stories. We try to play around with words. You know, word here, word there. We're trying to be, you know, word masons, word smiths, you know? Get in there with your scaffolding and just, you know, measure twice, cut twice. Because you measure 2 times. What are you measuring it? You know, if you're going to cut once, measure once, as the old saying says. That's what it is, baby. But that's life. And so I like words because, you know, sometimes you'll go back, you'll come across a word you've never even heard of. You're like, what's this word? Organize. And your mind's initially going to a place where you're like, man, what's this? Has it got to do with coming and going and organizing? Well, what is this? And you're like, nah, has nothing to do with that. Although it may take some organizing and going and coming to gather the people, because you need people to get organized in order to organize. And that's what it is. But you gotta, you know, give your best. And sometimes you bring back words that's not been in use for generations, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands. What were the first words? It's apparently, like, you know, I do a little bit of research. You know, a few words go way back. Some words are new. Words get added to the dictionary every day. We've got so many words, sometimes we forget where we even put them. You know, where's that word? I can't seem to find it. Maybe you're sitting on it. Just maybe. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Get it out there. Organize, baby. That's what it is. I love you guys. Sending everybody good vibes, good thoughts, you know, good energies all day, every day. And we're just trying to spread that energy and, like, uplifting myself, gaining inches, baby. I'm trying to uplift everybody else. And then there's other people who are doing uplift. Everybody's pulling, man. Everybody's pulling with their back. Getting that sciatica popping, because that's what it is, baby. You're not working your back until you hear that pop on the sciatica. And you start limping, and then you continue to work on that back. You lift with that back, and until that's what it is, baby. I want to see some hunchbacks. That's how you know you're doing some work. The Lord's works through hunchbacks. That's what it is, man. I love you guys. Keeping it loose. As a goose. I read the other day, yesterday, because I read on a daily, part of the job, part of what I likes to do, read different things. And it's something of interest to me and probably of interest to many of you guys out there, here locally in Canada and Toronto and Ontario, and globally speaking impacts everybody else as well. But what are we talking about today? Talking about one of my favorite sports out there, soccer, baby. Or, you know, globally known as footy ball. The footy ball. With the soccer. Who doesn't love soccer? It's the most exhilarating sport out there in the metaverse. It's happening. And you can vicariously play video games but also try the real thing. Real thing's real fun too. Oh man, you start passing, you start dribbling. First little while, you don't know what's going on. Somebody kicks the ball. Oh, in my nuts. Oh, nah, you got me. Fool me once. And then continue to do it again, because I don't know if I liked it or hated it, but definitely felt something. It's nice, because that's what it is. It reassures you're alive, because in a game, you get tackled on the lines. No repercussion. You don't feel anything. There's that feeling a detachment. But once somebody goes cleats in your nads, oh, oh, you. Oh, I hate you, but like love you too, because again, you made me feel alive. You know, don't do it again, or yellow card. Red card. Yellow card. That's what it is, baby. You go cleats first in somebody's nads, that'll just, that'll give you new perspective. That'll give you a new outlook on life. Life's precious. My precious. It is, man, it is. That's what it is. But I was reading an article. A little bit of reading on the article. Just the other day, yesterday. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Guess what? We're bidding out there. We're bidding out there, baby. It's bidding time. Grab your damn bidding gear, dog. We're gonna go bid, baby. We're bidding. What do you don't go bidding without stretching, because you don't know what you might get yourself into. You start bidding and then you don't do no stretches. You start bidding on something. Next thing you know, you're like, man. But we can, let's get into it. Let's pack it up and then unpack it. Let's zip it up and do a little bit of unzipping. Ow. But the point that I'm trying to make, which is nothing in particular, but the article that I was reading was that Toronto, Ontario, Canada, we might be considering wanting to maybe bid for the 2026 World Cup so that we can host it, baby. We want to host it. We're considering, we're thinking about it. It's on the table. Table with thoughts, with words, with committees, with members in the committee, board members. Like, I'm not talking about members who are like, I got nothing to do, I'm so bored. Like, board members, classic. Oh, I wish there was something to do around here, I'm so bored, and I'm a member. They're in a committee, different committees, different groups, organizations, everybody, city planners, urban planners. And I'm not just talking about planners that are brothers, but like also there's brothers that are planners too, which is nice. Everybody should be planning. But I'm just talking about city planning, looking ahead to plan the city, whether it's layout, whether it's lay in, whether it's lay over, lay under, lay in between. Multiple layers. Gots to plan. Gotta have a vision. You don't want to go ahead with no vision, dude. It's all about get the best, get that 2020, get LASIK, and then do it again in a few years, is what I've heard. The point that I'm trying to make is that we might be in the bid, baby. Oh, it's an auction now. Somebody talk real fast with numbers. Did you hear that? Fast numbers. Sold. Oh, it's going higher. We're bidding now. It's a bidding war. It's a bidding war, and it's exciting. Fuck. I really one day want to do that, man, with fucking, how they get the table tennis or ping pong rackets, and then they give everybody markers, nice markers, and they write numbers on it, and you sit down on. You go to some sort of a, it's most of the time auctions be held at like older buildings that are like, that used to be maybe it was a place of residence, but now it's gone commercial. Now it's like, the city uses it for the committees that are committed and the boards, so you can have meetings. And then you get there and you organize and organize maybe all at the same time. You lay out chairs, put a podium up there, and you have a auctioneer who will come there and will be given a list, or she'll be given a list. She'll be listing things, and people will be facing the auctioneer sitting on chairs. Sometimes these chairs have like, sometimes they're wooden chairs, sometimes they're metal chairs with the red velvet on the back, and it's from the 70s or 80s, and it kind of has a sting to it, but it's also comforting because it's that little piece of city that we hold on to. And you sit on it for like 10-15 minutes and you just want to take your spine and toss it out. You're like, I'll sit through the spineless, thank you very much. Not that I'm a spineless person, we're not talking about like cowardice behavior or anything, but sometimes you just want to be like, oh, let me just be jelly with this. Let me just be, let me beat that backache. Let me beat that backache with a little bit of, fluidity in my body. Just go limp, just become get a coat hanger, just hang it behind you, and like, oh, that'd be sweet, dude. Maybe that should be part of, because like people are getting, we're more sedentary at this stage of life, and I just wonder, maybe bring the coat hanger back, yeah, toss it behind you, put it inside your jacket or your coat or whatever you're wearing, your t-shirt, and on the back of chairs have little tiny little screws, because torsos are bods, we're not using them as much, they're gonna get, we're getting less physical, and you might just need a little bit of that reassurance that somebody's got your back when you're there at the auction. The point that I'm trying to make is that we're bidding and we might be getting it. Now, who doesn't love soccer, bro? Ladies and bros and ladies, and do you know who you are? You love soccer, you like balls, you like run around, you like the grass, you like the smell of grass and balls, and you like running, and you like to achieve things and hit targets, and it's like, you like dribbling, and you like good cardio. You appreciate somebody who's got good cardio, and you like the tricks that you see with the balls. Oh man, some of these guys are like trained SEALs, dude. I'm not talking about like Navy SEALs. I'm talking about like those badass SEALs at SeaWorld, dog. Just fucking with the ball. Really, really, really fucking good with it. Point that I'm trying to make is that we might be bidding. We might be in a bidding war, and we might get it. We might not. Well, there's some things to think about. First and foremost, who doesn't like soccer, right? Everybody loves soccer. But, one thing that gets me, a few things that just goes off in the back of my mind, I'm like, man. Because you know me, dog. I'll look at things from all angles, baby. I'll look at things from angles that don't even exist. I'll make up damn angles. I'm that. Getting angular up in this bitch. Sharp edges only. But, benefits, the pros. Well, one of the pros that was in the article, we're gonna put Canada on the map, because Canada right now, we're on the map, but this is the reinforcement of us being on the map, dude, because everybody need to, not only us, but like, you want to show the world you're on the maps. You could use Google Maps. You could use old printed maps. You could start walking around the edge of your country and mapping it out yourself, because you want to make things, you're that do-it-yourself fellow or lady. You like doing it yourself. Keep doing it. But what I'm trying to say is that, it'll put Toronto on the maps. It'll put our city on the maps. It'll let people know out there that nobody knows how to kick soccer balls the way we kick soccer balls. And I'm talking about, because sometimes a lot of people we play that Canadian soccer up in this bitch. This ain't, you're not playing, it's easy to play soccer somewhere where it's nice and warm, or like a Mediterranean region with like, the breeze is always just so silky smooth against my face. And when I like to run and get six packs on top of six packs and just, look really nice. And I run and score a goal and I take the shirt off and it's water, and then fans, lots of fans, only fans in stadiums cheering you on. Just so we're clear, I'm talking about soccer fans, all right? I'm not talking about a stadium filled with old school fans. Just, some of them going off beat. Some got like a little ribbon just like, dangling on them. I'm not talking about that kind of stadium of fans. Although, again, organize. That's fucking organizing when you think about it. But, point that I'm trying to make, I'm not trying to make any points, dude. Generally speaking, the pros is that we'll be on the maps. People will know that in our downtime and in our uptime, right after baseball, right after hockey, right after curling, right after, basketball, right after field hockey, it's one of our passions. We're passionate, especially around Euros, especially around the World Cups. All of a sudden, Canada just divides in little minority groups, and everybody's putting up a flag. That's how we do it. We're that mosaic bad boy up here. Fucking pieces, baby. But then as soon as it's over, it's back to just Canada, alright? Don't get it twisted. It's a good reason why everybody left. But, point that I'm trying to make is, we'll get amped up for a couple of months. We'll get a little bit, everybody all of a sudden be just, the Swedes will be more Swedish than they've ever been. Italians more Italian than the Sicilian Italians back. They'd be walking around with pizzas, extra mustaches. You'll see, Greeks just fucking going heavy on the tzatziki, just tzatzikiing it up. Everybody. Brazilians walking around looking all sorts of fine. Extra though. And everybody with flags up and little by little flags down. But we want to put it on the maps, soccer, and let the world know that this nation is a nation of soccer lovers and soccer players and everything that's involved with the sport and what have you. That's good. It's all good. I love soccer, especially when I was younger. I'd play a little bit of soccer. I'd watch with a passionate eye, having little hopes, little dreams, maybe one day. But, dreams are dreams. But don't let your dreams just be dreams, baby. That's what you gotta work hard towards shit. That's what it is. But point that I'm trying to make is that, it'll put us on the map. But that's the thing. I do contemplate other angles, because you heard and there's been research done on this. And there's been, every time a big major sporting event or a big show that comes around to the city or any city around the world brings in, that's what it is. It puts the city on the map, but then it creates this false sense of, I don't want it to be creating a false sense of like a fake growth in terms of economics, in terms of just like overall, because that's the thing. Could we plan ahead and build the future, and can the city planners and schemers and the builders and the urban planners and the non-urban planner, can we get together and like find ways of creating sustainable, incrementally growing infrastructure that'll just like keep on, sustaining itself and incrementally growing, baby? Because we like that growth. and it can be done in a healthy manner, and it could be things that we as Canadians or any other place in the world that happens to host these places, because you go under, you're like, man, forget long term, bro. Short term, we're gonna get tourists, touristists. We're gonna get extra large drinks. We're gonna fucking sell flags of different countries. Oh, flag it up, baby. We're gonna have our pubs, our restaurants, our hotels, our people, our facilities filled with tourists. Tourists. And who doesn't love tourists? Love tourists. Special place in every, as a local, you know what I'm talking about? And this is for every place, right? Yeah, you're alright with a few tourists, like seasonal tourists, snapping pictures up, coming down to the CN Tower, looking at the CN, look how big it is, look how girthy it is, look how phallic and beautiful all these. When it was just like, and now it's not even the biggest one, we need to build a bigger. Love the CN Tower. Don't know how we got there, but you know what I'm talking about? When people will be like, it's nice to look at, but you don't want to like keep bringing people over, just like, and you cause traffics, and you cause, but that's the thing, it'll give you a little boost. It'll give you a little boost indeed, it'll give you a little external shock, it's that, but it's not quote on what's organic, what's natural, who gives a shit? I don't care about the organic or the natty of it, but I do contemplate the sustainability and how, what it provides. I'm just like, because like right now everybody's going through, relatively speaking, it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years of rough times for a lot of folks out there. There's a lot of jobs lost, a lot of infrastructure lost, a lot of, things that need to be corrected. But that's the thing, you bring in something like that, and sometimes when these events come to a city, they bring in all the revenue, but that's the thing, as soon as they leave everything behind, and then you're left over with extra hotels that sure you might be able to utilize down the line or something, but that's the thing, or you get those surges of like increased income, and then they leave, and then it's like it plummets, because it's debatable. I'm just saying, I'm no expert on anything, dude. Again, this guy is here with the specific set of skills and nothing. Generic skills all day. But I'm just saying, just tossing it out there. Since it's called the World Cup, wouldn't it just be making sense? Because that's the thing, you're gonna have to build stadiums, dog. We don't have I don't know, can we host all, that's the thing, we're gonna have to I don't know how we'll build stadiums. That's the thing. I remember being a university student, our university at that time, way back, decided to host the Pan Am tennis games. And I remember we were at the time, we were dying for a new library. Oh man, could we get an extra library at the time? We got a new stadium, a tennis stadium, mind you, and the event was held down for a month or two, and then it got up and left, and all that money and construction and resources just went up to, literally a couple of tennis courts or a few tennis courts. And it's just, again, how much juice are we getting per squeeze is the notion I want to put out there. If you're squeezing out there, let's try to optimize the juice. That's all there is. But if it's optimized and you've looked and you're the type, you're that bad boy, you're that bad gal doing the meetings, crossing I's, dotting T's, baby. You're them. You're them, you're they, you're all of it. You're all of them. We're all in this together. We are it. Doing it. If it's optimized, if that juice ain't concentrated, and if it's not, you go ahead with that program, you run it, you plan it, you put it out there. But just think of these things, because you don't want that, fake sense. Oh, we're doing well, and then, it's 2029, or we're about to go into a deep recession or a depression of sorts, because little by little, it's we got to fix a lot of things, right? Or we're headed towards that direction. But then again, what do I know, dudes? What do I know, ladies? Literally nothing, bro. Nothing. A little like teeny amount of something. Something's in there. Deep beneath the. It's like it's you gotta get. You gotta get below the layers. All peel the onions. Start crying. Get to the core of it. And something's in there. But it got my attention. I got my attention because I love soccer. Who wouldn't love to see fit like that's the thing. This is also maybe we're creating jobs too because of these large sporting events or like whether it's a huge festivals, right, where it's like a global thing and there's like everybody's gotta get visas. We're creating jobs because sometimes people be coming over and they're not. And this is like a great excuse to like this is like when we cross pollinate bird watching. You know what I'm talking about? Cross-pollinating bird watching when you just like low-key, oh, he's a masseuse for the team, he's a technical director, but how come he's never with the team? He's out there taking photos of. What's he taking photos of? People sometimes slip in with it. He's part of the team. What does he know about the game? Don't worry, he doesn't speak the language. That's who's that? It's his translator. Just check everything. Just check everything. That's all I'm saying. But also, like that's the thing. The other World Cup's coming up, and this has been on the back. It's been with me since I heard of the news. I believe the 2022 World Cup's being hosted in the Middle East, in Qatar, if I'm not mistaken. Now, who doesn't love soccer? Everybody loves soccer. But one thing, one little. And it's like one of those things like why you gotta like mention the little things. Just don't sweat the little things. But it's the little things that make up the big things. And it's also like, whoa, is it even that small? Does size matter? What are we talking about here today? Talking about slave labor used to build a lot of the stadiums and the hotels and the facilities in Qatar. Let me just double check, make sure it's Qatar. I don't want to keep saying Qatar, 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 and then be like, oh, and it's not even Qatar. That's just World Cup 2022. Yep. Qatar, doing it. That's what I thought. Saw a bunch of documentaries, read a few articles, and we're getting close to it, and it's coming up, and I saw another article the other day in The Guardian, and it's just talking about, slave labor, human rights issues going down in Qatar, but that's the thing, man. Different workers from different regions of the world. I believe, again, I looked into this a while ago. You guys go ahead and do you're all great at checking to yourselves, each other, keep check. Oh, checkers. People will be going up there from like places like maybe India, maybe like Bangladesh, maybe like different people in need of work. They get up and go to Qatar in hopes of, there's labor shortage. They get there and they basically get trapped. People who hire them take their visas, take their paper documents or what have you, take their passports, and essentially they get stuck in a cycle of just working, making no money, and they kind of become indebted into the system. They become indebted to their bosses or recruiters or what have you, and these agencies that hire them. And there's a lot of silencing going on with this issue, and it's been going on for it's almost time to actually have this show. And the times like this, I just because I love soccer, I love everything. I love everything that brings people together. But you don't want people coming together and dismissing the fact that certain parts of the world do certain things. How you say sketch? You know what I'm talking about? A lot of human rights issues that are being trampled in the Middle East. All these, have your pick, dude, have your pick. Women's rights, children's rights, minority issues. It's bonkers. And then you have one of the biggest, if not the biggest sporting events in the world taking place down there. And it's all being, the infrastructure, the setup is partially at least being done through slave labor. So, at least here in Canada, that's what it is, baby. Everybody will be getting paid regular amounts of pay. You bring it, we'll show you how it's done. If it comes, but like again, consider everything. But point I'm trying to make, and I'm not trying to make any points, is that because I remember that, when I was younger, love soccer. When I came into realizing a few fun little facts about this, that, and you grow up a little bit, you gain, and every day is a growing experience. We're all learning, growing, you gain a little bit of inside knowledge, maybe not even inside knowledge. Rather, is what I'm trying to say is that you gain a little bit of maybe a clearer perspective of what's going on how things come about. I'm interested in everything that I use, how it comes to be in my possession. I think about everything, how it's made, how this cup of coffee is made, how then, just like you guys, right? We think about these things and the repercussions because we're all in it together, trying to do our best. And it's like you don't want to be supporting, or at least that's how I feel. That's the thing. I'll still probably watch the highlights because I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time to sit down and watch full games unless it's like my favorite team or players, and maybe I'll dedicate 1 or 2 games to a full game. But like that's the thing, I'll catch the highlight. But that's the thing, I feel conflicted. As a young man, I even remember like boycotting, I'm not gonna watch soccer no more, this, that, and the other. Then you grow up a little bit more, and then you're like, I still love certain aspects of it. And there's always in every group of people, every organization, there's always good and bad. You got to take everything with it and make it better, essentially. So I don't know I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know what. Maybe talking about it helps, but I know there's a lot of a lot of this news gets suppressed. A lot of the journalists who go down there to do investigative work, they get snatched up, they get deported, they get strong-armed, they get, threatened with this, that, and the other. And in the Middle East, in some places of the world, it's not just a mere, I'm just going to show up and do a little bit, I'm taking photographs, I'm doing a little documentary. It's not easy work. So it's admirable when you see journalists actually down on the ground in certain regions of the world doing things. It's admirable, but also at the same time, there are heavy repercussions. But what do we do about it? Are we just going to pretend there's no slave labor going on with these? Because there's a bunch of documentaries, stories, different people, workers coming out there, testifying, telling their stories, the nightmares that they faced, going there, losing paperwork, having to, work and not be able to escape. It's frightening. So, yeah, we wouldn't want that for anybody, would we? No, we wouldn't. And yeah, it's just 2 things that came to my attention. I want to talk to you guys about it. How do you guys feel? Because that's the thing, man. It's easy to be like, and it's things evolve and change. When we're talking about slavery, maybe it's not, slavery in the recent historical form that we've had in our, at least in Western society. Maybe it's not that concept of like slavery, but it is a form of slavery nonetheless. Not to diminish one or dismiss another, or it is. But that's the thing. I remember being younger and having conversations with different people, and like, you get to, do we have slavery in the world today? 100%. Still goes on. Different child labor, products that we use on a daily. Where do they come from? How's it so cheap for us? Somebody's paying the price. And could we make it so that we live in a more sustainable world and, get access to our goods and services without having, with minimal to little negative impacts, if that's possible? That's all I'm saying, dudes, ladies, gentlemen. I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of my life, being part of my journey, and letting me be a part of yours. We're growing, baby. We're growing. We're growing naturally, organically. We might even get tempted down the line and go opposite natty, dude. Maybe we, once the money starts rolling and the supplements and maybe there's sponsors for the show, man. Maybe there's a juicing company. Maybe there is a that's what it is, baby. Start, and that's what it is. I'm not below it. I'm not above it, baby. Your boy needs to, if we can get a couple of, and I'll start with every, things that I'm interested in. If there's a hemp manufacturing company out there, if you'd like to sponsor your boy, if you're a weed producer out there that you'd like to sponsor your boy, do it. I'll hit me up with some gummies. I'll put out the word. Hit me up with some, oh, we got the best joints. Prove it. And then I'll, that's until, and I hate that portion, but that's what it is, baby. So if you want to sponsor the show, things that I'm interested in, you can sponsor. Cause I gotta feel good about it, not so I gotta feel as minimally icky about it as possible, so that I can actually. That's the thing. I can't just, yeah. That's what that is. So hemp products, I can fully, almost with little to no guilt, get behind that and promote your product. Do it. And also, what else? I'm open to ideas. If anybody wants their, products, but we gotta, and that's the thing. Don't be thinking you're gonna be coming in here and be like, oh, you gotta talk this way or that way. The only reason why I'm doing this thing is so that I can be fully myself 100%. So that's what it is. If you don't just watch this one episode and be like, man, all right, I kind of go watch some other episodes, see how you feel, because I like to build genuine relationships, authentic relationships, not just like, I put in a lot and I like to, just have respect for one another. If we're doing it together, have love, fun, and respect, but also do it properly. So don't just come at me with go view a couple of this. I'd like you to get to know me a little bit before you send out a little something, because it's good relationships. You got to put in time. Solid relations. We're doing it. So that's what it is, baby. You want to get there with the hemp or the marijuana or the Mary J, or that, you producing that devil's lettuce, you got the ganja, you got the Dutchie, you want to pass it along, do it. We'll do it together. We'll have lots of fun. What else could I get behind? I could get behind a lot of things, but little by little, hopefully. And we'll see where it goes, babe. We're just growing one day at a time. That's what it is. Just experimenting, talking about different things, having lots of fun, of course. Let's take the negatives, turn them into positives. That's what we are, baby. Every day we're just jujitsu that negativity into positive, because there's a lot of things that we enjoy. There's a lot of things that could be done better, stronger, faster. I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit those like buttons on Instagrams. Go on the YouTubes, search Rob Sadri so you get the full-length videos. And again, if you want to do a little bit of that monetary exchange, you want to fund your boy, you want to see this operation get better, faster, stronger, stay independent, indie all day, every day, you go down to Patreon and you slip it in there. Lube it up, slip it in there. We'll both feel better. And I love you guys. I'll be back here again on Friday. In the meantime, talk about these concerns, talk about these issues, and grab a tissue as well. Is there anything else I want to talk to you guys about? No. That's all, folks. Peace out.